Hi friends, how are you all? So today let's get started with the heading under knowing our numbers. Estimation. Now again, before starting up with this heading, I want a quick introduction with you all. So suppose if there was a natural disaster and nearly 200 people were killed and 50,000 were injured. So are you sure that only 200 people were killed and only 50,000 were injured? No, it was just an approximate. So just like that, estimation is just rounding off the numbers. Okay, so as I said, nearly 200 people were killed. So it means that the people was near or in between 150 and 250. Okay, so now let's start with the estimation. The first topic that we are going to cover in this one is to estimate to nearest 10. So for this one, let me make a number line out here. Okay, so let me mark this one. And at last we have 10. Okay, so suppose if I say that I took a number 7. So at what point will it be rounded off? So first we need to see that what is the difference between 10 and 7 and 7 and 0. So we see that difference between 10 and 7 is much less than the difference between 7 and 0. So this would get rounded off towards 10. So if I ask you a question that estimate 7 to nearest 10. Okay, so answer would come out to be 10. And if I say for 4, we see that the difference between 4 and 0 is less as compared to the difference between 10 and 4. So if I say estimate 4 to nearest 10, what would be the answer for this one? As the difference between 10 and 4 is greater than 0 and 4, so it would go to 0. So estimation would be 0. Okay, so the estimation to the nearest 10. So in which terms will the answer come? Okay, let me write the terms. If a question says to estimate to the nearest 10, these terms would only be used. Like the answer would be coming in these terms only. Let me tell you how. Suppose if I take number 37. Okay, so 7 is rounded off to 10. Okay, so 30 plus 10, 40. Here it comes. The answer would always come in these. Less than 10 but including 10. Now if I ask you that estimate 74. So just separate them first. 70 plus 4. 4 is rounded off to 0. So it will come 70 plus 0. Answer 70. Hope you have understood it. Now let's proceed to next one. To estimate to nearest 100. Okay, so let me make a number line again. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But as we are just going up with the 100, so we would just add on a 0 to each digit. So what will be formed? We can see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. If we are estimating to the nearest 100. So the same we can see out here. If I take 60. So and we see that difference between 100 and 60 is less as compared to the difference between 60 and 0. So it would be rounded off to 100. But what if I say that I took 50? You would say that difference between 50 and 0 and difference between 100 and 50 is equal. But by the practice, we know that 50 is always rounded off to the greater number, or we can say 100. So now hope you are clear with the nearest 100. Let me give you some examples. These are the questions. Now let me give you one more. I can say estimate 40 to nearest 100. What will be the answer for this one? Very easy. from the table, from the line or the line segment, we can see that for difference between 40 and 0 is less than difference between 100 and 40, so it will be rounded off to 0. So the answer will be 0. But what if I ask you a question to estimate 47 to nearest 100? What will be your answer? So let us see the answer for this one. As you can see, 47 lies between 40 and 50, but it is below 50. So this one will again come to 0. Answer to this one is 0. Hope you have understood this one. Now let's proceed to another sub heading. To estimate to nearest 1000. It is S. How do we do this one? Very easy. First, let me tell you what will be the outcomes. You can write them as 0, 100, 200, 300, going on till 1000 in the same pattern, adding 100 to each number. So, how to deal with the estimate to the nearest 1000? Again, let's make a number line first. Okay, now starting from 0, here what we will take? We have taken the outcomes of estimation to the nearest 10 on the number line of estimation to the nearest 100. So now we will be taking the outcome of estimation to nearest 100 on the number line of estimation to the nearest 1000. Very easy, starting with 100, 200, 300, oh let me write it up, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and at last what do we got? We got 1000. Okay, so how do we do this one? Very easy. If I say to round off 700, as you can see, difference between 1000 and 700 is more as compared to 700 and 0, so this would get round off to the 1000. Similarly, taking 100, as you can always as you can relate it from what I have explained to you, it would be rounded off to 0. Taking 500, again rounded off to 1000. So if a question comes like estimate, what can I say? Let me take 501 to nearest 1000. So how to deal with it? Very easy. As you can see, difference between 1000 and 501 is less compared to 501 and 0. Therefore, it will be rounded off to 1000. Answer 1000. This is how you deal with these all questions by these all methods. Okay, so now let's move on to one more heading in this one. We got estimate, sum and difference. Very easy heading, not to worry about. Now let's start with this one. Okay, let me take a number from here. Suppose if I take if I take 47 plus 40, what will be the estimated value for this one? 47, estimating nearest tens, we get 50, and estimating this is already estimated, so we write it 40. Adding this up, what do we get? 4 plus 5, 9, 0 as it is. So we get 90. Now, we need to verify in sum and difference. We need to verify in sum and differences whether the answer is correct or not. Okay, not a great deal. Let's verify this one. 47 plus 40, what do we get? 7, 8. Rounding off 8 to nearest 10, we get 90. And this is the answer that we got by estimating the two numbers individually. So this is how you deal with this estimation of the sum. Let me give you one more example. Let me give you a bigger one. 1, 2, 3 and 6, 8, and 9. I've just taken it at random, not in any pattern. So if 1, 2, 3 has been rounded up to nearest 100, so what do we get? We get 100. And what if this is rounded up to the nearest 100? We get 700. In total, 7 plus 1, 8, 2 zeros like that. We get 800. Now, let's verify this one. What do we need to do? 1, 2, 3 and 6, 8, 9. We just need to add them both. 9 plus 3, what do we get? 2. 1 carry on. In total, we get 12. So 8 plus 2, 10, 1 carry on, 11. And again 6 plus 1 plus 1, we get 8. Rounding it off to the nearest 100, we get 800. Same to the answer that we have got by estimating two numbers individually. Hope you have understood to estimate sum. This one is for the sum. Let me just write it out. Okay, now let's do for difference. So how to deal with this one? Not a great task. Let us take the above examples only. 47 minus 40. Okay, again estimating them. This becomes 50. This becomes 40 itself. Getting an answer 10. Let us do here 47 minus 40. 7. 4 minus 4, we get 0. 7 rounded out to the nearest 10, we get 10. Answer have been matched. Therefore, the estimation, the difference with the estimated values have been correct. Now let me take another example. Let me just reverse the numbers. 6, 8, 9 minus 1, 2, 3. Because the concept of subtracting 6, 8, 9 from 1 to 3 is in the other chapters of the same class. So let's do this one. Estimating 689, what do we get? To the nearest 100, 700. And estimating this one to the nearest 100, we get 100. In total, 600. Similarly, let's verify this one. 689 minus 1, 2, 3. What do we get? We get 6, 8, 6 again, and we got 5. Estimating this one, we get 600. Answer have been matched, therefore the question have been verified. Hope you have understood to estimate sum and differences. Now let us come on to the estimation of product. Okay, so the next heading would be estimate product. Okay, so now let us take a simple example for the start. Let me take 13 into 17. So what do we get by estimating it? Very easy. Estimating 30 to the nearest 10, we get 10, and estimating it to the nearest 10, we get 20. In total, we get 200. So this is the method through which we can take out the estimated product. Similarly, let me give you a bigger example. 1, 2, 3 into 4, 5, 6. How do we do this one? Very easy. Just estimate this one first. 1, 2, 3 to the nearest 100, we get 100. And then multiplying it with this one, 4, 5, 6, as we got 5 out here. So estimating to the nearest 100, again, it would be 500. In total, what do we get? We get 50,000. So, this is how you estimate the products. Okay, so now let's proceed to the exercise. So now let's get started with exercise 1.3 of knowing our numbers, class 6 mathematics from NCERT book. Okay, so let's get started. Let me mention exercise 1.3. Question number 1. What do we got? Estimate each of the following using general rules. Okay, so in A part we have been given with 730 plus 998. So 730 plus 998. Basic rule, we just need to estimate these to nearest 100. 730 estimated 700 and 998 estimated, we got 1000. Adding these both, what do we got? What do we got? 1700. So this is the result that we get by estimating each individual number and then adding them up. Now let's proceed to B part. What does B part says? It says 796 minus 314. 796 minus 314. How do we do this one? Very easy. Rounding this one off to the nearest 100, we get 800. And then subtracting. Then again rounding this one off to the nearest 100, we get 300. At last, what do we left with? 500. So this is again the answer to the B part. Now let's proceed to the C part. What does C part says? It says 12,904. Great number. 12,904 added with 2,888. So let's do this one. Estimating this one to the nearest 1000. What do we get? 900 estimated. It will be getting 1000. 1000 plus 12,000, we get 13,000. And then adding this one up with the estimation of the number. What is the estimation? Estimating to the nearest 1000. Again we get 3000. Result, we get 16,000. It's that simple. Never forget to insert the commas. Moving on to the D part. What does D part says? It says 28,292. 28,292 subtracted 21,496. Okay, so estimating them again to the nearest thousand, what do we get? It becomes 28,000, as you can see. I've taught you earlier. And then from here we can say this one becomes 21,000. Okay, as a result, what do we get? We get 28 minus 21. What do we get? 7,000. It says to make 10 more such examples of addition, subtraction and estimation of their outcomes. As I've just given you how to do this one, so you would be able to make 10 more examples with this one. Now let's proceed to question number 2. What does question number 2 says? It says give a rough estimation by rounding off to nearest hundreds and a closer estimation by rounding off to the nearest 10. Very simple. Okay. Starting off with the A part. What does A part says? It says 439. 439 plus 334 plus 4,317. So this is the number that we have been given. Now let us do by rounding off to the nearest hundreds. What do we get? We round this one off to the nearest hundred. We get 400. And then adding this one up with this one, we get 300. And at last adding with the estimation of this one, estimating this one to the nearest hundred, we get 4300. What is the answer? Let us do it in rough work. 400, 300, 4,300. Let's do 0, 0, 4 plus 4, 6 plus 4, 10, 1 carry on, 5,000. So the estimated value would be 5,000. And now doing with 10, what do we get? Estimating this one to the 10, this one, not this one. So we would be getting it will become 440, okay? Because 39 turns over to 40. And then here we can see, we can write it in 330. And at last, how do we write this one? Okay, we write it 7 rounded off to 10. We get 4320. Again, adding these all. 440, 330, 4320. Let me insert a comma right here. 4320. So what do we got? 0, 4 plus 3, 7 plus 2, 9. 4 plus 3 plus 3, we get 10. 1 carry on, 5090. Estimated value by rounding off to the nearest 10, we get 50 and 90. Similarly, let's move on to part B. Part B says 1,08,734. Okay, minus 47,599. 47,599. Okay, first let's round it off to the nearest 100. What do we get? Rounding this one off to the nearest 100. We get 108,700. Okay, now what do we get by rounding off this one to the nearest 100? We get, this one becomes 100, and at last we have 47600. Now let us do this one. 108,700 subtracted from 47600 subtracted from 108,700. What do we get? 0, 0, 7 minus 6, 1, 8 minus 7, 1, and then 10 minus 4, 6. So we get 61,100. Starting a comma. Now let us do estimation to the nearest 10. So what do we get out here? Since this is smaller than 5, it would turn to 0. So 108,730 minus estimation. This one is greater than 5. So this one becomes 47,560. Sorry. So this one becomes 47600. Okay. Now let us do that one in the rough. 108730 and 47600. 47600. Subtracting this one, we get 0, 3, 1, 1, 6. So we get 61,130. Now let us proceed to the C part. Let me do this one here. Making a partition. Okay. What does part C says? It says 8325 minus 491. Minus 491. First, estimating to the nearest 100, what do we get? I'm estimating this one, 25, rounded off to 0. So we get 8300 and minus, estimate to the nearest 100, we get 500. So what are we left with? We get 7800 as our answer, inserting the commas. Okay, and now rounding it off to the nearest 10, what do we get? If this one is rounded off to the nearest 10, we get 8330, and then this one is rounded off, so we get 490. Let us do that one in the rough. 8330 minus 490, 0. Again, this would become 13, this would become 2. 13 minus 9, we get 4. And then this one becomes 7, this one becomes 12. So we got 8 and 7. Okay, so answer to this one would be 7840. Okay, now let's proceed to the D part. What does D part says? It says 4,89,384 minus 48,365. 48,365. Okay. So first round it off to the nearest hundreds. What do we get here? We get 4,89,400, and rounding this one off, we get 48,000, and this becomes 400. Result, 400 is done, and then 489 minus 48. What do we get as 489 minus 48? 1, 4. Okay, so the result that we get is 4,41,000. Now let us do the same thing by rounding them off to the nearest 10. Okay, so we got 4,89,380 and subtracting this by 48,370. Let us again do this one in the rough. We are not left with space out here. Let me do it here. Okay, rough work. 4,89,380, 48,370. Okay, and subtracting this, 0. 8 minus 7, 1, 3 minus 3, 0, 9 minus 8, 1, and 8 minus 4, 4, and again 4. So at last what we got? 4,41,010. So this was your question 2 of exercise 1.3. Now let's move on to question number 3. So what does question number 3 says? Estimate the following product using general rule. Okay, so for the A part we have been given 578 into 161. 578 into 161. Rounding them off. Okay, so is there any criteria given? Nope. Now let's round this off to the nearest 100. What do we get? We get 600. And then rounding this one off to the nearest 100. What do we get? We get 200. So at last what we are left with? 612 and adding 4 zeros after it, and then adding commas. 1,20,000 is the answer to part A. So now let's proceed to the B part of question number 3. So what does B part says? It says 5281 into 3491. Okay, so 5281 into 3491. Very easy question. First let us round off this one. What will we be getting? Rounding off to the nearest 1,000, inserting the commas, then it would become 5,000. Okay, but we can't do right here because it is nearly 500. We just need to add 9 to it and it would become 500. Okay, so if I take it rounding off towards the nearest 1000, it would become 3000, but there would be so much difference between the actual one and between the numbers that have been rounded off. So I would just take it by rounding it off to the nearest 100, 3500, which gives us 175. And what are we left with? We are left with 5 zeros. So this is the answer. Okay, 1 crore 75 lakh. Okay, now let's proceed to the C part. C part says 1291 into 592. Okay, so 1291 into 592. How do we do this one? Rounding these both numbers. As you can see, it's in 100 and it's in 1000. So rounding this off in rounding the numbers to the nearest 100, I will be getting 1300, and out here I will get 600. Very easy. 1300 into 600, we get 780000. Inserting the commas, 7,80,000. Now proceeding to the D part. What does D part says? It says 9250 into 29. 9250 into 29. So first, let's convert these both, or let us estimate these. So nearest 1000, this will be estimated to the nearest 1000, and here we get 9000. Similarly, estimating this one to the nearest 10, we get 30. And at last, what do we get? We get 27. Adding 4 zeros, and now inserting commas. So this is the answer, 2,70,000. So we are done with exercise 1.3 of chapter knowing our numbers. This was the last exercise. Now I would like to clear some of the concepts for you. Well, the base of these concepts are actually of class 5th, but these are also introduced in class 6. That's why I'm going to explain you. Okay, now let's start with expanding of brackets. Of brackets. Suppose for the first part, let me give you an example. If you have 7 into 109, okay, so doing direct multiplication might be a tough task for you, but not a tough task if you follow this one. 7 is equals to 10 minus 3, right? And 109 is equals to 100 plus 9. Good. Now, very easy. For the first, you just need to multiply 10 with 100 and then 10 with 9. Then you need to multiply 3 with 100 and then 3 with 9. So let's do this one. We will be getting 10 into 100, we get 1000. Plus 10 into plus 9, what do we get? 90. Plus minus 3 into 100, we get minus 300. And minus 3 into 9, adding this up, we would be getting, we would get minus 3 into 9, we get minus 27. Okay, so now simplifying this one, we get 1090 minus and minus. So this would become 7, then 2, then 3. So solving this one in a rough, 1090, 3 to 7. Okay, this would become, this one will become 10, this one will become 8. Okay, subtracting this, we get 3, then we get 6, and at last we have 7. So the product of these both would come out to be 763. Let's do it in a normal way. 9 sevens are, we get 63, 6 carry on. So 7 into 0, 0, 6, and then 7 into 7. So this is, and 7 into 7. 7 into 1, we get 7, and this is the value that we have obtained by using the brackets. Okay, so this property is also known as distributive property, and it is very helpful if you are given some tough multiplication, so you can make it in an easy way. Similarly, let me give you one more example. Suppose I have 102 into 103. Very easy. Again, simplifying it, 102 can be written as 100 plus 2, and 103 can be written as 100 plus 3. Make sure that there is multiplication sign. Okay, closing of the bracket. Now doing the same thing. Following this up, we get 0, 0, 0 plus 300 plus 200 plus 6. In total, what do we get? This one becomes 500, so we got 10506. Okay, so this is how we do it. Let me give you one more example. So this example would be 17 into 109. Let us do this one. So in this case, you can take. Okay, let us do this. 17 is found when we add 7 to 10, and multiplied by 109 is found when we add 9 to 100. Okay, then again doing the same process as we have done earlier. What do we get? We get 1000 plus 90 plus 700 plus 709, 63. Okay, which forms 1853. You can have a verification. So this is how we expand the numbers in multiplication and then follow up expanding in the brackets. Hope you all have understood this one. Now let us proceed to Roman numerals. So Roman numerals. So in Roman numerals, 1 is just represented like this, okay, I. And then we go to 5 is represented as V. 10 is represented as X. 50 is represented as L. 100 is represented as C. And 500 is represented as D. And at last, 1000 is represented as M. Hope you are cleared with this one. So you are in class 6. How will we form 5 plus 1? Another important thing. Suppose I have this. I have got 5. And if I write or I make a Roman numeral behind it, or we can say on the left hand side or before it, what do we get? Suppose I write 1, or you can say I. Okay. So we are given 5 and we just inserted I, that is 1, behind it. So 5 minus 1 equal to 4. So this represents 4. Similarly, for 6, this happens because whenever you take it on the left hand side, it is subtracted from the number, and whenever you take it to the right hand side, it is added. So this is 5, this is 1. In total, we get 6. As you are in class 6, so this is the Roman numeral by which your class will be represented. So hope you are cleared with this one. Again, let me give you something. How to solve this one? Very easy. This is what we have got 10. We can see it out from here. Then we got a 1. Then we got a 1. As these both are in front of 10, or we can say on the right hand side, so we just add it. In total, we get 12. Okay, this is how we do it. And let me give you some bigger number to deal with. If I give you this, how to do it? Very easy. This one is 50 and this one is 100. In total, we get 150. So it's very easy. Now, let me give you, now let's do the reverse of this one. For the A part, let me give you 69. We need to convert the numbers into Roman numerals. Okay. So as we can see, 69. Let us split this up. This can be written as 50 plus 10 plus 9. Okay. And how to form 9? First, let us see here. 10 minus 1. So 10 minus 1. Okay. So this is how we represent 9. And now coming up here, 50, we can see it is L. So we write L plus 10. It is X. L plus X plus XI. Or wait, plus IX. So this would somehow come out to be like this. LXIX is represented to 69. Let us see this. 50, we got 50 out here. 50 plus 10, 60. And this whole is known as 9. So 69. Now let's go on to another example, 98. How do we form this one? Very easy. What do we need to do is 200 minus 10 plus 8. Very easy. You can deal with this one. 100 C, you can see here, and minus 10. So where this 10 is x. Okay, and plus 8. How do we form 8? 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. So 8 is represented like this. Okay, so this one becomes 8, and as 10 is subtracted from 100, so it would be like this. X, C, V, I. So this is how we represent. Let me give you one more example, a greater one, 527. How do we deal with this one? Okay, so let's see for 500. Let's split this one first. We got 500 plus 20 plus 7. Okay, so for 500 we got D, plus we got for 20 we got X, and for last 7 we got VII. 5 plus 6 plus 7. So we got a total of DXXVII. So this is how we represent a given number into Roman numerals. So the chapter has been done.